Well, the radio is on.
I've been waiting all day.
It's go time.
That's the big thing today, radio.
Getting restless?
Speak into the microphone, Squid Brain.
Let's start the show.
It's the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
Call me now, 937-457-1290.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
Oh, Todd, you got off the couch today. So we're gonna give you just a little bit of praise. A little bit of praise just for you. Well, you actually got off your couch today. You know we gotta give you praise. Sing that name. Sing that name. Oh, Todd, we praise you.
It is the Evening Edge, Monday through Friday, 5 to 7, live stream up on Facebook and YouTube. Tonight on the show, we got some mail call. We've got an Ohio man who was arrested. Well, let's just say he's been arrested a lot. And I'm just wondering at what point you become a legendary criminal. How many times do you have to be arrested? Seems like there should be a number. It's like once you reach that number. It's like in baseball. If you hit 500 home runs, you're automatically there. You're in the Hall of Fame. No questions asked. You hit 500 bombs, you're in. Also, it's almost that time of the year. People are starting to cut their grass. Do you compete with your neighbors to have the best lawn? I don't really. I think my wife is more into that. But we have somebody that cuts our lawn, so I don't really take too much responsibility for that. So, but a lot of people take great pride in their yard and making sure that it's the best on the street. But we're going to talk about that. Also have a Idiot of the Week. We have a new feature tonight with our new producer, one of our newer producers, Bryn. And Bryn is a Gen Zer. And a couple of times on the show, when we've talked about certain things, she's expressed her disdain. So it's a new feature that we're going to call Brynnoyances. Yeah, Brynnoyances. I'm very excited about that. But the first thing we got to talk about.
What are people talking about?
A lot of people are.
What are people saying?
I swear, talking about this.
Seems to have his finger on the pulse of the public.
People are talking.
Got some news.
To phrase it elegantly, Blabbermouth is here again.
The talk of the town.
Everybody should hear it all over the airwaves.
Well, I saw this story on WHIO.com, and it's on their Facebook page, and people have strong opinions about this. So apparently on Friday, in the town that I live in Riverside. We're right on the border of Beaver Creek, Riverside. And there was an incident on a school bus. Now it's Riverside, but it's Mad River Schools. Okay. And there was a substitute bus driver who was on this particular bus route. And something happened on the bus where the substitute bus driver had to deal with some issue. And it got out of control to the point of kids crying. Kids were crying on the bus. Now, how do we know this? Well, we know this because one of the parents who's quoted in the story on WHIO.com said that their 9 and 7-year-old daughters were on the bus, and one of them sent him a picture of herself crying. Now, there's a couple of questions. Boy, 7 years old, 9 years old. In my view, I'm just going to say it, little young to have a cell phone at school. I'm just going to say that. It's, people may disagree, but I feel like that's just a little bit too young to have a cell phone at school. The second thing that I wonder about, and I can sort of relate, and we all that have been students can sort of relate. When there is a substitute, whether it be a teacher or a bus driver, kids love to take advantage. They love to misbehave because they know that more than likely that sub is not going to be there the next day. And something happens in a little kid's head where they start going nuts. And I know this because on more than one occasion, I was the bane of a substitute's day. I mean, I was not always the kindest when it came to substitute teachers. Now, I'm talking, 50 years ago. I was a little kid, like little kids behave. Little boys are ding-dongs when it comes to that sort of thing. And I was one of those ding-dongs. I know you find that hard to believe, but it's true. So we all know that substitutes sometimes get the short end of the stick and they just, they're abused. Now, I don't know what happened on this bus, but I know that if I was on that bus as a student and something happened and my parents found out about it, the thing my parents would not do is grab their pitchforks, march down to the transportation center, and demand to confront the bus driver. And that's what happened on Friday. Several parents whose kids were on this bus, probably not knowing the full extent of what happened, not knowing exactly what instigated the situation. All they saw were the ramifications. All they saw are the kids getting off the bus upset. They were incensed, and they went down to the transportation center, and they were demanding, let us in, let us in. They wanted to see this substitute bus driver, or at least the guy or gal in charge. Well, this is a fenced off area, and you can't just walk in. You just can't wander in. There's security measures. And it's also, by the way, right next to the police station. So it's an area that there's a lot of activity and people are watching. Well, the parents apparently wouldn't leave. They were so indignant and so upset that they were refusing to leave. So guess what? The cops were called. So the cops show up and they're like, well, you got to go. You got to go. Come back on Monday. Deal with it on Monday. And that's how you deal with it. If you have an incident like that, you don't go and confront the bus driver. If you have an incident like that, you don't go and confront the teacher. You contact the school, you contact the school board, whatever it is, and you go through the proper channels. Because showing up with pitchforks in hand and torches, ready to beat somebody down because they made your little girl cry, that's not how you handle it. In fact, you make the matters even worse. And it ends up fodder on a local talk show. That's what happens. If you saw video and your kids were upset and you saw them crying, then you deal with it in an adult way. You don't go down there demanding immediate answers. That's not how it works. And anybody who doesn't think that kids don't take advantage of situations, whether it be a substitute teacher, a substitute lunch lady, a substitute bus driver, you don't know what you're talking about, because every kid will do that. Every kid does it. Almost every kid does that with a babysitter. You decide to go out, your spouse, you go out, you leave your kids at home with a babysitter. Those kids are going to try to take every inch that they can get. Every inch. And it's no different with a substitute. And, I've often said, teachers don't have an easy job at all. They're dealing with kids who are growing, who are learning to deal with their emotions. And then you've got parents who, want to go down and pick a fight because somebody was a little upset. I remember a few times on the school bus, our bus driver pulling over, putting that thing in park, coming down the aisle, and giving us all the riot act because we were acting like crazy monkeys, out of control. So I totally get it. Now, there's some accusation in the story that some student got shoved. Now, do we know for sure? Most buses now have security cameras so they can look and see what happened. Now, I'm assuming that's the case, but I don't know. But the school came out and said, well, we reviewed everything and there's nothing to investigate. Now, maybe this will go further. Who knows? The story that I saw on WHIO.com says the school's not releasing the video to the public or to local media. So it means one of two things. Something happened and they don't want it out, which is a really stupid thing to do because eventually it'll come out. And then you're going to be in deeper. Or actually nothing happened. Nothing went wrong. Nobody did anything wrong. You're hearing the story secondhand from a 6, 7, 8-year-old. And they're always the best storytellers, aren't they? But yeah, I saw that and I thought, man, I think if that was my kid on the bus, I would be upset and I would want to investigate what happened. But I don't know that I would, immediately jump in the car and go down to the transportation center demanding to see the bus driver and confront them. That's not how civility works. And I think we all know we've kind of moved away from that in our society, unfortunately. But we need to move back. We need to move back towards that, especially with kids involved.
It's the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
Call Todd now, 937-457-1290, or message him at Evening Edge Todd.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
All right, everybody, what's going on? How we doing tonight? I'm excited tonight. I'm going to the theater after the show. Woohoo! Mary and I are going to see the Book of Mormon. That'll be fun. I've not seen it before. Ron, did you make it down there? Have you gone to Dolly's yet?
King cancels a meeting with the Pope. We'll have the latest at 5:30 now. Back to the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst on 1290 and 95.7 WHIO.
You gotta tune in, man. You gotta tune in.
The Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
Call Todd now, 937-457-1290, or message him at Evening Edge Todd.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
You are a stupid idiot!
Comes from upbringing. Parents are probably idiots too.
Idiot! Imbecile pig!
Wake up, idiot!
Silly dilly dilly, yo. I'm an idiot. Yeah, that's true.
Back here on the Evening Edge, Monday through Friday, 5 to 7, we got an Idiot of the Week. So imagine you've been waiting, you've been saving, you've been looking forward to your trip, and you hop on a plane and you're flying from Los Angeles to Shanghai. 13-hour trip. You're like, oh, I can't wait to get there. It's going to be great. And then maybe 2 hours into the journey, you get this announcement over the airplane intercom. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain speaking. Unfortunately, we're going to have to turn the plane around and fly back to the United States mainland because I forgot my passport. That's right. A pilot on a United flight 198, flying from LA to Shanghai, had to turn around after 2 hours because he realized he had forgotten his passport, which I would imagine is a problem if you're a pilot. But at the same time, though, I'm thinking all you got to do is land the plane, right? Don't inconvenience all these other people because you forgot your passport. Land the plane on time, on schedule. And then after everybody's off, be like, hey, yeah, look, I forgot my passport. This is really embarrassing, but I don't have my passport. How can we work this out? What can we do? But instead, they turned the plane around, and the flight ended up being delayed 6 hours. And then the return flight was, in Shanghai coming back to LA was delayed because of this. That's kind of idiotic, but that's a bad day at the office.
It's the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
He's a good guy, a hero.
Oh, he's a keeper.
It's fun listening. It's a good ride, but there's never any real danger.
Give it some time, man. You'll realize. You'll see. He'll grow on you.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
All right, we got some paper wads tonight. Paper wad number 1. Paper wad number 2. Oh, it went short. Paper wad number 3. Two of three. Oh, Lord. My pleasure, Shay. What are you making tonight? What's for dinner at Shay's house? Basil pesto plin. Stuffed noodle in pesto sauce with andouille sausage. Ooh. That sounds good. Oh, you know what, Ron? That's one of the things I miss about Xenia. That chicken that they had at Grocery Land. Oh, oh, I loved that. Man, I haven't had fried chicken other than like chicken wings, but like fried chicken in quite a while. Boy, that sounds good. Ugh. Lordy, lordy. La di da di da da. Yep, I remember Don's. It was good too. But I remember Grocery Land more. I was like going there because sometimes I just didn't want to deal with all the people at Kroger. And I hate that Kroger in Xenia. I don't know if they've redone it, but man, it's a little dumpy.
If news breaks, we break in anytime. Now, back to America's most powerful talk lineup. This is WHIO.
Be of good cheer and call me.
Call me now.
Call me. He's laughing at us right on the radio.
Least we could do is get him on the radio and talk to him.
It's the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
Call me at 457-1290.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
Back here on the Evening Edge, Monday through Friday, 5 to 7, live stream up on Facebook and YouTube. I'm excited tonight after the show. Me and Mary, we are going to the Schuster for the Book of Mormon musical. I'm excited about that. I've not seen it before. I hear great things about it. Of course, that's the Matt Stone and Trey Parker musical. So gird your loins. I'm sure it's going to be something to remember. 937-457-1290 is our telephone number here. Let's talk to Jim in Riverside. What's going on, Jim?
Hey, Todd. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing well. How about you?
I woke up this morning, put 2 feet on the ground. It's a beautiful day, my friend.
Excellent. Excellent.
I had a bacon day yesterday. I cooked up almost 3 pounds of bacon, but I did my manwich experiment.
My manwich!
Oh, the manwich, baby! You know that's right.
So you did you did a manwich experiment?
Yes, I used Bob Evans Italian sausage and hot spicy sausage, and oh, dude, it came out
So
good.
a manwich with the sausage instead of the burger.
Oh yes, yes. Yeah, I had never done that, and I tried it, and oh my God, it was so good.
That sounds pretty good. Yeah, that sounds pretty good. All right, well, maybe next time I'll get the missus to try that using sausage instead of the burger.
Yes, give it a whirl, man. It's killer, most definitely.
Jim, I will give it a whirl.
I love you, brother, man.
Oh,
you got
thank
a great
you.
Show. I appreciate you.
Thank you. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. 937-457-1290. That number is open. So here's a question. Saw the survey today that this particular company, they surveyed 2,000 adults, and 32% said that they would pay more money for brands from their childhood. They would pay more. In other words, boy, I didn't explain that very well, did I? So think of the brands that were popular when you were a kid, the things that you love that went away, right? Now, maybe some of those products are still made, like those types of products, but not that particular brand. But what these people are saying is they would spend 32% more today on those items over other items if it was this particular brand that you loved when you were a kid. Does that make sense? Are we sure? This was commissioned by a company called Uber Testing. And the study revealed 71% would likely shop from brands that they associate with their childhood. So I was thinking, like, what are those brands from your childhood that you would love to have back? That maybe they went away. The one that immediately came to mind was Atari. Now, the original Atari, the 2600, I think they've come out and they've started making them again or some sort of variation of it. But I don't know how much they cost. I don't know if it compares to what it was back then. I mean, if I recall, back in the 70s, late 70s, whenever Atari came out, was it 77, 78, something like that? I mean, those consoles were a couple $100, maybe 200, maybe 3. I don't. And you think about inflation, like how much is that in today's money? I mean, that could be $600 or $700. I can't imagine my parents buying one, let alone two, when I broke the first one. I mean, that's crazy. But that might be something that you would want back. I don't know. Is there a brand that disappeared that you would love to have back? Maybe from your childhood. Maybe it was a toy. Some sort of toy. Think about that. 937-457-1290. We got some mail.
Knock off the jaw jacket. It's time for mail call.
Master, I have mail for you.
The fan man.
Oh, I'm a big fan of yours.
The mail is here.
Your hate mailbox is full.
You know, one thing that I wouldn't mind having back, and this brand did go away. I like my iPhone, but man, oh man, I loved my BlackBerry. When I had a BlackBerry, I loved that thing. It was so easy to type on. I loved it. And then it just kind of went away. It had the actual buttons that you could type on, like an actual keyboard. Loved it. If you'd like to send me an email, you can send it to eveningedgetodd@gmail.com, or you can just hit me up on Messenger at eveningedgetodd. Hey, Todd, a few weeks ago, you read a meme asking what odd things people would steal if they were a burglar. I remember that, and basically we had a lot of fun with that. The idea was, if you were a burglar, what one thing would you steal from someone's house that was merely an inconvenience to them? And like the obvious example is you'd steal all the remotes, that kind of thing. So it's just a joke, nothing serious. But anyway, the email goes on. I found a meme on Facebook that might be a fun chat on your show as well. It's from the Naughty Ladies Memes page. I guess that's a Facebook page. The Naughty Ladies Memes. And it asked, and I thought this is pretty good. What's the weirdest thing you have brought home on a night out? Have fun. I love your show and listen every day. Sydney. Thank you, Sydney. And New Carlisle. Boy, that's a good question. What's the weirdest thing you've ever brought home on a night out? Let's not include other people. Okay? That's easy, right? I would say, gosh, an umbrella basket. Yeah. Somehow, some way, one crazy night many years ago at a particular outdoor mall destination here in the Dayton area, somehow, some way, an umbrella basket ended up in the back seat of my car. I don't know how it happened. Wink, wink. But it did. And then the next day, it was returned. So there you go. That's my answer. 937-457-1290. Maybe you can add to that. Let's talk to Ken in Springfield. Hey, Ken, what's going on?
Hey, how's it going?
I'm doing well. Now, before you get to your comment, do you have a story like that? What's the weirdest thing you've brought home after a night out? You just wake up the next morning and somehow, oh my God, how'd that get here?
Could that include animals?
Well, I guess it could.
No, but actually, no. I was calling you about the Atari.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
I have my original Atari 2400 with about 117 games, a dozen joysticks. I got the ski board. I got all kinds of stuff.
Wow.
Now, my son, a few years back, bought me the newer Atari 2400.
Yeah.
And it's all built into one. It's got all a bunch of games in it. But
so you don't have the cartridges anymore. You don't have to use the cartridges.
Right. No more cartridges. No more blowing on the cartridge. You stick it in and make it work.
I remember doing that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Get it in there. Push it in there hard. Yeah. That's funny. That is funny.
But the new one has a whole bunch of games built in, so there's no cartridges. It's basically the same setup, the same box, but a little different.
Yeah. I've mentioned this before. A number of years ago, my son, he moved into an apartment, and he was taking trash down to the dumpster like you have to do, when you live in an apartment. And he was throwing it in there, and he saw sort of out of the corner of his eyes inside the dumpster an old Atari box. And it was like a box for the 2600. Now he's a gamer, and he loves all the old consoles and all that. So he thought, oh, well, okay, I guess it's an old box. That might come in handy, or a collector might like that. He pulls it out. Ken, there was an Atari 2600 in there with the joysticks and the paddles.
Wow.
Yeah. Now, I don't know if it was an original, like from 70, whatever it was, 77, 78. But I mean, he had it. Somebody tossed it for whatever reason. They said, oh, I'm done with this. Get rid of it. Probably a bad breakup at an apartment. That probably is what it was. Somebody broke up and I'm going to throw all your crap out now. Good luck, buddy.
Well, my original was from like 1979. And the new one my son bought me was only about $100.
Okay. Yeah. But see, I feel like I remember the number or the amount. It was like $170 when it was new back in, late 70, 170 for an Atari console. And I feel like that was the number.
Right.
Yeah.
Mine was a gift.
That was a lot of money back then for sure. All right, Ken, I appreciate your call, buddy. Thanks for listening. Let's talk to Eric in Xenia. Hey, Eric, how you doing, man?
I'm doing great. How are you, Todd?
Not bad. So what's the weird thing you brought home after a night out?
Well, yeah, after this late into high school years, and we were out for the night, and I was hungry, had maybe a little case of the munchies, and I thought making ice cream sounded like a good idea. It didn't really come to fruition, but things came to, and I woke up the next morning, and in bed with me, I had a half gallon of dairy creamer and a Nerf football.
A Nerf football?
Yeah, I don't know where that came in. That must have been on sale, and I grabbed it on the way out at the grocery store. But the creamer, I didn't get turned into ice cream. I guess I just decided to sleep with it.
Wow! Now, it didn't spill all over the place, did it?
No, but I remember having to explain to my parents why I had those things with me the next morning.
Why is there creamer in your bed? That's pretty good. All right, Eric. Thanks, buddy. Thank you.
Have a good one.
You too. 937-457-1290. If you got that. I got an Ohio man story coming up. He's been arrested 29 times. 29 times. And my question is, what is the number of arrests that makes you a criminal legend? You know, like the legend of William Wolfe. That's the guy, William Wolfe.
It's the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
He's a good guy, a hero.
Oh, he's a keeper. It's fun listening. It's a good ride, but there's never any real danger.
Give it some time, man. You'll realize. You'll see. He'll grow on you.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
Ron, you want a fax machine back? The fax machine? That's awesome. Oh, old school bottle pop machine. Yeah, those were cool. Paper wad. Ooh. Did you see how that bounced around? Heather, it is. Let's see. Did I just throw two? I just think I threw one just there. I did 2 of 3 earlier, and the one that I missed went into the small basket. So I think it would be 3.5. Is that right? 3.5 out of 4.
Live from the McAfee Heating, Air, and Plumbing Studios. Breathe easy. Choose McAfee. Call today or visit mcair.com. This is WHIO Dayton and WHIO FM Pleasant Hill. All news, all the time.
One group steps up to run Dayton's biggest homeless shelter. We'll have the latest at 6. Now back to the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst on 1290 at 95.7 WHIO.
Well, he has quite the reputation.
The Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
Call Todd now, 937-457-1290, or message him at Evening Edge Todd.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
Back here on the Evening Edge, Monday through Friday, 5 to 7. So we had this topic, which long-gone products would you want to have make a comeback? A new survey found that 2 in 3 Americans would pay extra to have their favorite retired products revived. Some of the suggestions off of the live stream. Let's see. Marathon Candy Bar. Is that gone? I didn't know that. HO slot cars. I don't remember those. I certainly remember HO trains and slot cars, but not HO slot cars. Somebody mentioned a fax machine. A fax machine, really? Let's see. Bubble gum with baseball cards. Somebody mentioned a seaweed toy. I don't know what a seaweed toy is. And maybe an old school bottle pop machine. Those are kind of cool. And I also got a message from Edgehead. Hang on, where's his name? Come on, where's his name? Where is it? Sean. He sent me one of those currency conversions. An Atari in 1981, when that came out, was $189.95. Today, that's $663.82. I can't imagine somebody spending that much money. My parents spending that much money for a video console for me. $600, I wouldn't do it. There's no way. No way. Real quickly, we got an Ohio man here.
He's Ohio man, causing chaos is his plan. Breaking all the laws, on the run from dusk to dawn.
So cops in Stark County, Ohio, they arrested a fugitive. He'd been on the run. Led him on a chase, at times reaching speeds of 105 miles per hour through 4 counties. He was arrested for the 29th time. 29 times. During the chase, he threw items out of the car to try to make the officers crash their cars. He eventually himself hit a road sign and crashed into a field. And he was arrested on fleeing, vandalism, assault, possession of meth, and several other charges. So my question, like, how many times do you become one of those legendary criminals? We had a woman last year who was arrested in Ohio. I don't think she was from Ohio, but she was arrested in Ohio over, I'm not making this up, I swear she was arrested over 300 times. 29 pales in comparison to 300. But, like, what's the number when you become a legendary criminal?
It's the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
Call Todd now, 937-457-1290, or message him at Evening Edge Todd.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
Ba-dun-dun-dun-dun. Do-do-do-do-do. It went in. Basket went in. Oh, I remember pitchbacks. I also had a Johnny Bench batter up.
Our next scheduled news in less than 15 minutes and immediately when it breaks. I'm Ron Otto, 1290 at 95.7 WHIO. Dayton's news and talk depend on it.
If news breaks, we break in anytime. Now, back to America's most powerful talk lineup. This is WHIO.
It's that time again.
Something told me to turn on the radio.
It's showtime!
This is great. It's a nice break.
This guy Todd.
Monday through Friday.
Getting restless?
5 to 7.
All right, I'm listening.
Let's start the show.
It's the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
Call me now, 937-457-1290.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
Now listen up, y'all. I got a story to tell about a radio show that'll ring your bell. In Dayton, Ohio, I'm bringing the flow on the Evening Edge.
WHIO.
When you're in your car, coming home from work, and you're feeling like you need a little perk, tune me in and I'll ease your mind. A shot of fun will help you unwind. I've got stories and parodies. A darn good time is guaranteed. I'm rapping with callers from all around. Some sound crazy and some profound. All week long, I'm on the air, laying it down with casino flair. You never really know what you're gonna get from a cocaine bear or a giant cheesehead. So if you're in Dayton or far away, the Evening Edge, a tasty entree. And that's my rap, and I'm keeping it tight. My name is Todd, and I'm dropping the mic.
It is the Evening Edge, Monday through Friday, 5 to 7, live stream up on Facebook and YouTube. You can follow me, of course, on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok. Later on in this hour, we got Tasty Tuesday. Going to take a look at some of the new food on the menu down at Great American Ballpark. You know, opening day is Thursday. The Reds are playing their last spring training game right now at Day Air Ballpark. Baseball is here. As is all the yummy food they have at the ballpark. Also, feature of a brand new feature. What did I say? The feature. What did I say? What did I say? You know, Bryn, you're supposed to answer these things. You're supposed to know. The debut. That's what I meant to say. The debut of a brand new feature here on the show. It's called Brynnoyances, and it has to do with my producer, Bryn. So we'll see how that goes. It's our first time. We haven't really talked much about it. I asked her to send me a list of things that annoys her. Sort of an airing of grievances. And I'm going to go through them, and we're going to have a little fun at her expense. So I'm excited about that. 937-457-1290 is the number. Well, you know, it's almost that time of the year. In fact, for many people, it's already that time of the year. I've seen them in my neighborhood. It's almost grass cutting season, and it's time to get your lawn all ready to go for spring and summer. I'm sure some of you have already been working on it. My wife and I, we keep waiting for a weekend where it's going to be great to be outside and do those things on weekends where we don't want to go do other things. Like this past Saturday was a pretty good day. We could have been out doing something, but we wanted to go do something else. You know how that happens? You're like, we got to get the deck in order. We got to get the patio set, you know, all these things. But boy, we just don't want to do that. So we want to go do something else. But I don't know if this weekend is going to do it, because I feel like from what I'm hearing, it's going to be rainy, and that's no good. But one of the things that many people, not all, but a lot of people, they take great pride in their lawns, right? They put a lot of effort. They put a lot of money into their lawns. And I saw this survey. This was commissioned by a company called Weed Man. I'm assuming has to do with the lawns, not the other kind of weed. But anyway, survey of 2,000 American homeowners with lawns found that 3 out of 4 feel pressured to keep up with their neighbors. Is there one person, and be honest, and I don't know if I don't want to be sexist with this, because I think it's guys are concerned about the lawns and gals are concerned maybe with the flower beds. Would we think that is fair? I think so. So I'm just curious, like in your neighborhood, is there that one house that just every year you're like, man, how do they do that? Why does it look so good? And you're trying to compete with them, even if you're not articulating it, you know, out loud. In your mind, do you look at that and go, I gotta beat that. I gotta be better. I don't feel so much about that. I never have. My wife is more in line with the flower beds and the lawn. She wants the house to look spectacular. And I have to remind her, I'm like, that's great, but look in our account. You know, because the more spectacular, the more expensive. Where she wants to like tear out a bunch of plants in our back yard this year and put in all these new, I'm like, can't we just get some of that ornamental grass? Can't we just lay it down and not worry about it? Can we, instead of trying to fix the patches in the yard, can we just put down clover? Can we just let clover grow crazy, and you don't have to cut it very often? That's kind of a thing now, I guess. People putting down these, you know, clover or whatever in their yard, and you don't have to mow it. At least not very often. So it cuts down on that, and it's easier to keep up. I don't know. But some of the areas people feel most pressured by, 67% are concerned and pressured about maintaining a well-manicured lawn. I do remember in my parents' neighborhood, there were a few houses where a few times I heard comments like, man, it's just like a golf course. It looks just like a golf course. It's so well manicured. And the lines, the edging is just perfect. Very crisp, and I'm just not, I don't know. I'm just not that way. Let's see. 52% are pressured to maintain lush flower beds. I suppose, but again, expensive. It could be expensive. Though I've also heard this, that a lot of people are going with, what do they call it? Like a pollination yard, where they don't want to deal with the grass. So they get these, it's just like these big bags of seed, and it's sort of these wildflowers, and that's what they let their yard become, and they don't mow it, and they keep it as like it's like a pollinator thing. But I've heard that there are some communities that don't like those and won't allow them, because it's sort of like you're not taking care of your yard. You're not mowing it, that kind of thing. So I don't know. I guess if you're going to do that, you better check, see what the rules are. Having well-maintained exterior paint and siding. Yeah, this has been a problem for us. We're dealing with shutters that are fading, and they're fading quickly. And they're a color that's the same shutters in the garage color that was on the house when we bought it, and we can't stand it. But we can't figure out what color to go with. We've been struggling with this for the last, almost since we've been there. It's been like 4 years. We can't figure that out, but that's a big thing for people. Fresh mulch, that's a deal. And that's another thing we sometimes struggle with. Do we buy bags of mulch and have to do it all ourselves, or do we just have somebody come dump a gigantic, mound of mulch in our yard? Seasonal decor, maintaining a good-looking roof. Yeah, I mean, all these things. These are things that people are concerned about. But I'm wondering if in your neighborhood there's that one house where it's perfect and it drives you absolutely nuts, and you kind of look at them as sort of the example of what you want your yard to be. And I don't really think there's one in our neighborhood. I mean, there's some nice places, but not real. I mean, you just do your thing, right? To me, that seems like something you really shouldn't worry about. I don't know. 937-457-1290. We got some breaking the law news.
Breaking the law, breaking the law, breaking the law, breaking the law.
This is a crazy story, and this is from Houston, Texas. This happened over the weekend. Police in Houston arrested 3 teenage sisters, aged 14, 15, and 16. Apparently, the girls coordinated a plan to take out their own mom. And here's why. The girls reportedly grabbed kitchen knives and chased their mom through their house and into the street because she turned off the Wi-Fi. What? Wow. One of the sisters allegedly threw a brick, striking the 39-year-old mom in the ankle. Their 70-year-old grandmother, who was also in the house, was knocked down while trying to protect the mother. Despite the violent nature of the attack, authorities confirmed that neither the mom nor grandma sustained any serious injuries, but they've all been charged with aggravated assault. All because turning off the Wi-Fi. Boy, oh boy, that is surprising, but I will say that the few times that we've lost power and we didn't have Wi-Fi, it was infuriating. It was terribly infuriating. But I don't think I would ever resolve to the level of, going after somebody. But I'm sure there's people that have done that. I remember when we lived, my wife and I lived in Xenia with my son, and we were having some issues with him. Mary threatened to change the password of the Wi-Fi and change it daily so he couldn't use the Wi-Fi, so he wouldn't be screwing around at home. But that never happened. But I'm sure that some people have tried that tactic before.
It's the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
He's a good guy, a hero.
Oh, he's a keeper. It's fun listening. It's a good ride, but there's never any real danger.
Give it some time, man. You'll realize. You'll see. He'll grow on you.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
Ooh. Off the glass. DD. That's a good idea, Lana. Maybe not the whole yard. Maybe we wouldn't do the whole yard, but we could do one area. You know?
Awareness partners.
JD Vance says he's going to Greenland. We'll have that for you at 6:30. Now back to the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst on 1290 at 95.7 WHIO.
Something told me to turn on the radio.
The Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
Call Todd now, 937-457-1290, or message him at Evening Edge Todd.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
Back here on the Evening Edge, Monday through Friday, 5 to 7. Live stream up on Facebook and YouTube. I just heard that little news blurb that Vice President J.D. Vance is going to Greenland. I only bring it up because I have the story. This is a Gallup poll using all types of different information, all types of data. They do this every year. They come up with the happiest countries in the world. 149 most happiest places on earth. It's not Disney. No. Number one on the list for happiest countries in the world, Finland, followed by Denmark, Iceland, Sweden, Israel, the Netherlands, Norway, Luxembourg, Australia, and Switzerland. Canada, they're in the news. Have you heard? Number 15 on the list. Ireland, 17 on the list. The UK, 20 on the list. The United States, we made the top 25. We're at 23. Yeah, man, oh man. That's followed by Germany and then Mexico. So there you go. We're the 23rd happiest country on the planet. Greenland's not on that list. I didn't see it. Now, at least not in the top 10. Maybe JD will fix that.
It's the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
He's a good guy, a hero.
Oh, he's a keeper. It's fun listening. It's a good ride, but there's never any real danger.
Give it some time, man. You'll realize. You'll see. He'll grow on you.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
Ron just had a story that people in Beaver, somebody reported a sheen in one of the in the little Beaver Creek, and I wanted to know if it was Charlie or Martin. Come on! He's an Estevez. He's an Estevez. WHIO.
We break in anytime. Now, back to America's most powerful talk lineup. This is WHIO.
Everybody, could I have your attention, please?
And I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen.
Now, hold on, dummy. Just you listen to me.
Now, listen to me carefully.
You boys got something to say to me? Why don't you talk into the microphone?
It's the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
Call me at 457-1290.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
Back here on the Evening Edge, Monday through Friday, 5 to 7. Right now at eveningedgetodd.com. Don't forget to register for that First Florist Dayton-made gift basket. Get a gift card from First Florist, Esther Price Candy, Dots Pretzels, Marion's Pizza, coffee from Boston Stoker, dressing from the Pine Club, a box of Cheez-It, and an Evening Edge with Todd jackpot coffee mug. We give one of those away every month. So you can register. You really only just need to register once. It just picks, a random number, and whoever that random number is, they win. But you are able to register every month if you want. So it's up to you. Before we get to our new feature, Brynnoyances. We may have to work on that. I don't know. I don't know if you heard that story that Ron Otto had about the gas leak in Beaver Creek coming from the Shell station. I saw that over the weekend. Actually, I saw it like last week. I saw that station closed, and we thought maybe they were just getting a new, like new pumps sometimes, or new tanks. That sometimes occurs, and they have to do the retrofit or whatever it is they're doing. But then it came out on the Beaver Creek Facebook page, City of Beaver Creek Facebook page, that there was a leak in one of those tanks. And somebody had reported a sheen in the little Beaver Creek. And my first question when I heard that to my wife, I said, somebody said they saw a sheen in the creek. Was it Martin or Charlie? Sorry. Here's our new feature, and here's we got Bryn. Bryn, hop on the mic there. Hello. So this is Bryn. And Bryn is one of our newer producers. She's been doing my show off and on for a couple of weeks now, probably maybe more like a couple months, right?
Right.
Yeah. And Bryn, you're a Gen Zer.
Correct.
How old are you?
I'm 19.
Yeah, I mean, you're 19. You're still technically a teenager.
Yeah.
Doesn't that bug you? Is that one of the things that annoys you?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah. But over the weekend, I'd had a few too many cocktails, and I sent Bryn an email. I said, hey, I've got an idea. I would love to appeal to the Gen Z crowd. And I need some help because I'm just not hip and cool with all the Gen Z stuff. Could you help me? And she said, sure. I said, well, why don't you, every time you come on, it seems like you have some sort of thing you want to complain about, kind of an annoyance of some sort, hence the name Brynnoyances. And I put together this little open.
Is there a Bryn in the house?
Hey, Bryn.
Like she's annoyed about something.
That is very Gen Z humor of you.
Why are you annoyed, Bryn? You're killing it.
I love it.
Okay. So she put together, now, first of all, let me just say this. This is a live run through. Okay. We've not discussed this other than the list. And I said, here's what we'll do. You give me a list of things that annoy you, and we'll go through some of these. We're not going to go through all of them because it's extensive. And we'll just chat about them, right? And we'll get the Gen Z perspective on some of these things. All right? We all good?
Yeah.
Okay. The first thing on the list, the Beatles.
Oh, man.
What is your problem with the Beatles? What's the story here?
I really do not like the Beatles. Just their music, I can't get into it.
So, were your parents into the Beatles, or your grandparents? Or, I mean, were you introduced to the music at all, or what's
My grandparents like them, but it's a big thing with people my age. They think that they're so cool. I like old music. I listen to the Beatles, and I listen to it, and I'm like, it's not as great as everybody says it is.
So what do you, in your view, what do you think is great music?
From that era? Well,
No, just in general.
Just in general? I don't know. I have a big appreciation for 80s music like the Smiths and The Cure.
Okay.
Susie and the Banshees.
Right.
I'm a
So
big
kind
fan.
of an alternative in the 80s that would probably fall into some of the new rock and maybe not really new wave, but there's some overlap there. Right. Sure. I got you. Pet Shop Boys.
Yes.
That kind of thing. Okay. Bauhaus.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, I got you. But see, some of that music takes its roots from the Beatles.
Nuh-uh. No, it doesn't.
Oh, it does.
Yeah, I know.
It does. All right. Let's see. The next one here, slow drivers,
Oh, yeah.
specifically when they're in the left lane.
Oh, absolutely.
Well, I think everybody agrees with that. I don't think that's necessarily just a Gen Z thing.
Right.
Yeah, I can't stand that. That drives me nuts. Now, this one says the new M&M mascot, the purple M&M. Now, what I've seen this, but I don't know what is it represent something, or is it just a purple M&M?
The reason why I do not like the purple M&M is because they added the purple M&M mascot, but they did not add a purple M&M in the bag of M&Ms. So it was very unnecessary.
This sounds like false advertising.
Exactly.
You see a commercial with a purple M&M, you expect to see purple M&Ms. Now, is there a purple M&M with a different flavor and not just the regular M&Ms?
As far as I know, there's only one bag that has the purple M&M in it, and it's it has the green, the brown, and the purple, because those are all the girl M&Ms. So they're feminism.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know that there was gender specific M&Ms.
Yeah, they all have genders.
Do they?
And yeah.
Huh. I just haven't paid attention to that. Now here's one I think you and I agree with. People who watch videos really loudly in public without headphones.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a big problem. I mentioned this the other night. This was probably a year or two ago, but I was sitting at the bar at Clancy's. It's closed over the holidays, but I was sitting there, and a guy sat down next to me, ordered a beer, and immediately pulled out his phone and started watching a movie or something on either YouTube or whatever it was. But I mean, he didn't have headphones. He was literally sitting right next to me watching a movie. And by the way, there were TVs on and there was music going, and it was, that's stupid. Yeah. Now, does this happen to you often? Where'd it go? I had it. When you stay in bed for the day because it's supposed to rain, but it ends up being sunny.
Yes.
Does this happen to you a lot?
Well, I don't know. It seems like every time I want to go out and do something, it ends up raining. But then the day I say, I'm going to stay in today, have a lazy day, it's always the nicest day out.
So I want to help you with this. Okay. What is it that you want to go out and do when you think it's going to rain? What is it? Something like hiking? Is it something outside, or is it merely just walking out your front door? I mean, to go do something else. Like what is it that you're looking to do?
Usually I like to go outside and hike.
Okay. So you couldn't do that in the rain? I mean, you seem like
it's all muddy.
Well, you seem like a pretty tough gal.
Yeah.
Throw on some rain gear, throw on your hiking boots, and get out in the rain. Now, I'm not saying don't go out there in a thunderstorm, right?
No.
But if you decide to stay in and you see that it's sunny, you can always, go out. You don't have to stay in just because you made that decision that morning.
I guess. But then I've already committed. I've already committed to staying in my
You've
bed.
committed to laziness for the day.
Yes.
Okay. Let's see here. Trying to buy pants that fit.
Yes.
Now, why is that a problem? Why is that an
Because
annoyance?
Because I personally, I don't know if this is a problem for anybody else, but whenever I go to the store to buy pants, they're always too wide around the waist
Mhm.
and they fit at the leg, or they're too short and they fit at the waist. So I can never find a pair that fits my size.
I can't help you there. I don't know what to tell you.
It's women's clothing sizes.
Now, here's one: women's clothes having no pockets.
Yep.
My wife has complained about that before.
Mhm.
Yeah. And I know that right now, and it's probably been this for a few years, what's very popular are dresses with pockets.
Yes.
Yeah. Now, are you a dress wearing kind of gal? Because I'll just be honest, most of the time when you're in here, you're wearing jeans, a hoodie of some sort of maybe music related or something t-shirt, and like Chucks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
most of the time.
So that's a great look for you. But I mean, do you wear dresses?
Yeah, I do. I
Yeah.
clean up pretty nice, I'd say.
Oh, I don't doubt that. I don't doubt that. But I know that there's a lot of ladies' dresses that are now very popular.
Yes.
That have pockets. Also, jumpsuits, I understand, are very popular.
Not so much with people my age, I don't think.
Oh, see, now I think this could be an opportunity for you. You could be a trendsetter.
Yeah, I guess.
And the last thing I'm going to bring up, Gilmore Girls.
Mm-hmm.
Now, do you have a problem with Gilmore Girls? Or are you annoyed with Gilmore Girls? I mean, Gilmore Girls hasn't been in production for well over 10 years.
I know.
It might even be 20. I don't know. I do remember a couple of years ago, my wife was a big fan of that. And we sat down and, I mean, we watched the entire series over a month time. And it wasn't bad. It was,
I just don't like it because I feel like it's the same thing that happens every time. It's always Rory having a conflict with the academics and the boys, and then the mom, and she's like putting herself before her daughter.
Now, see, this is what I find interesting. So over the weekend, I asked you to come up with this list of things that, and you still have some sort of visceral feeling, negative as it is, to a show that hasn't been on for probably 20 years.
Yeah, but they play it in reruns all the time on the TV.
Well, where do they play it on reruns?
I don't know.
Is it streaming?
It is streaming.
You don't have to watch that.
Well, yeah, I know. But when you're just trying to flip through like the regular TV, I always see it, and
Okay, all right. That's all I got. That's all I got. Well, I thought that went okay.
Yeah, I think so.
It went all right. I think we need to fine tune it a little bit and work out some of the kinks. Maybe be on the same page with a couple of these. But I think all in all, it wasn't bad. Good job for your first try. That was good.
It's the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
He's a good guy, a hero.
Oh, he's a keeper. It's fun listening. It's a good ride, but there's never any real danger.
Give it some time, man. You'll realize. You'll see. He'll grow on you.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
Now from the WHIO News Center, the three big things you need to know. 2 people are hurt when a car overturns near Miami Valley Hospital this afternoon. Miami Valley could get hit with lots of rain and a storm this weekend. And the president defends his national security advisor after a journalist is included in a group.
Buttons. Yeah, she did a nice job. Amber, I appreciate that. No, I wasn't ripping her a new one. No. I was telling her that she did a great job. I swear. I told her she did a great job and that I will give her more time to articulate her thoughts and not jump so quick to the stupid joke. That's exactly what I was saying. Yeah. I promise you, I wasn't giving her any grief. I love giving our young producers opportunities to shine. Because that's how I started. I started as a board op and moved into being a producer. And here I am now. Back here on the Evening Edge, Monday through Friday, 5 to 7, live stream up on Facebook and YouTube. Well, the folks on the live stream thought the new segment went pretty well with my producer, Bryn, tonight. I do think we have to come up with a different name. Brynnoyances is a little hard to say. I don't know what we could call it. Just like, how you been, Bryn? Something like that. Brynnology? I don't know. We'll come up with something. But you usually end up producing the show like maybe once or twice a week, right? Yeah. We don't have to do it every time. But she spells her name Brynn. So somebody asked on the live stream. That's why. So anyway, well, you know what? I'm just going to wrap it up. I have tickets for the theater. I'm going to see the Book of Mormon tonight at the Schuster. So I got to get rolling. Bugging with Bryn. What's bugging with Bryn? Coming from my cousin in Japan, watching on the live stream. What's bugging with Bryn? Or what's bugging Bryn? That's what it is. What's bugging Bryn? All right. I think I'm going to write that down. What's bugging Bryn? What's bugging Bryn? Man, I could do an entire parody on that, like a whole song. Well, have a great night. I'll see you tomorrow. It is Wing It Wednesday. So tune in for that. Have a great Tuesday night. All right, everybody. Thanks for watching. And oh my gosh, Andrew, I love that. What's bugging Bryn? See the creative genius. It runs in the family. All right, guys, I got to fly. I'll see you all tomorrow. Have a good one.